Hello students, today we'll discuss about features of photonic crystal. So these are the features seen in a photonic crystal, that is presence of band gap, and there is local field enhancement in the crystal, and you can also find anomalous group velocity dispersion, and due to that you can also expect anomalous refractive index dispersion. So let us see each one in detail. So the first one is that if you consider a light traveling inside a photonic crystal, the nature is checked upon by solving Maxwell's equations in those periodic dielectric structure. So by solving Helmholtz equation, you get a dispersion relation, which is the relation between the frequency versus the propagation direction, or you can also consider it as the relation between energy versus wave vector, which shows the direction of the wave. So it shows that by solving those equations, you can see that there is a region of energy which is not allowed to pass through a photonic crystal. So similar to the electronic band gap, you can also see a photonic band gap, which means there is a range of energy not possible for the light to propagate inside the crystal, and hence the name photonic. So below the photonic band gap, the light intensity is intense. That means more amount of light in that particular frequency or particular energy is allowed to propagate through the crystal, and such a range of energy is called dielectric band. And above the photonic band gap, the light power is low, which means a very few quantity of light is passed through the crystal, and such a band is called air band. So this shows the presence of dielectric band, photonic band gap, and the air band. So band 1 represents a region corresponding to the dielectric band where you can expect high intense light beam, and this region of energy is or frequency is not allowed inside a photonic crystal, and this is the range of frequency which is present in the air band. So this is the photonic structure, band gap structure of a one-dimensional photonic crystal. Now all the photonic crystal will be exhibiting the band gaps, or also called pseudo gaps, or often called stop gaps. And the existence of these band gaps makes them for several applications, particularly high quality narrow band filters, which means these photonic crystals can be used so that only a certain range of light is passed through the crystal, while the frequency corresponding to the photonic band gap is not pass through, and hence it will filter out those band of energy coming in the photonic band gap range. Okay, so that is one application. Another is that we can tune the size of the dielectric material that is used to make up the photonic crystal. So by tuning or by changing the periodicity, you can tune which particular wavelength will be allowed or not allowed. So that kind of control is there when we use photonic band gap, photonic crystal. So the two applications of photonic band gap is, one is optical switching. That is, if you increase the intensity of the light that is passing through the photonic crystal, you know, in high intensity, these dielectric material or the non-linear medium will show the non-linear effect, which means the refractive index will depend upon the intensity. So that will result in, if the refractive index is changed due to the intensity, you can see that there is a change in band gap position. So the range of energy that is not allowed will change. So this property can be used to produce optical switching for the light beam of frequency at the band edge. So you can see for a certain region, for a certain intensity, the light of a particular frequency range is not allowed. So then it will act as a switch. While for certain other frequency, it is allowed to pass through. So it will act as a open switch. Open switch when it is not allowed, closed switch, which means it is allowed frequency. So you can shift the range or the band gap by changing the intensity. Why? Because in a nonlinear medium, if you change the intensity, the refractive index also change. So corresponding band gap will also change. So that is one application. Second application is that you can also use for polarization cleanup, which means if you use a birefringent photonic crystal, the refractive index will have bi means double, two different components for each orthogonal polarization. That means there is a perpendicular vibration and a parallel vibration to the principal section of the crystal, birefringent crystal, and hence those two different vibrations will have different refractive index. So the photonic band gap will be different for these two orthogonal polarizations, and hence you can switch off one kind of vibration while the other kind of vibration is allowed to pass through. So there is an optical switching is possible, which is based on the polarization or the direction in which the electric vector of the light wave is vibrating. So that is another application where the photonic band gap feature can be employed. And the second feature is local field enhancement, which means there is enhancement of field in certain particular areas, certain local areas. So that is what you mean by local field enhancement. So that means the spatial distribution of the electromagnetic field can be manipulated. So whatever be the light that is passing through the photonic crystal, how it is propagated, or how much is the spreading of that particular electromagnetic field inside a crystal can be controlled or manipulated. So how do you do that? So we can enhance the local field in one dielectric or the other. How? That is, you can see the low frequency modes, which means low frequency light waves will be blocked or will be retarded by the high refractive index. You know the meaning of refractive index. That means how much is the given light wave is retarded or slow down in the medium. So if it is a high refractive index region, the low frequency modes will be easily retarded. So slow down. So we can see that wherever there is high refractive index region, the photonic crystals are constructed by a combination of high refractive index and low refractive index material. So you can see the low frequency modes are concentrated in the high refractive index region because അവിടെയാണ് കൂടുതലും പെട്ടെന്ന് തന്നെ ചെറിയ ഫ്രീക്വൻസി ചെറിയ എനർജിയുള്ള മോഡ്സിനെ ബ്ലോക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. While so that is the case here, you can see in a dielectric band, this shows the high refractive, whichever be the high refractive zones, we can see high intensity of light. Why? Because those represents the low frequency modes are getting localized into the high refractive index regions. While in the case of high frequency modes, which means high energy light waves, they will be actually concentrated near the low refractive index material. So because they are not easily blocked out, so they will be concentrated in the high low refractive index material. So you can see at some in the dielectric band, you can see at the high refractive index region, you can see low frequency electromagnetic wave, and in the low refractive index material, you can see high amount of high energy light waves. So what happens of that concentrating effect? So the presence of more energy will cause non-linear effect to be active. So there will be non-linear interaction of the fundamental field with the photonic crystal. So that is the effect of having local field enhancement. So local field enhancement only means that at some high refractive index regions, there will be the presence of low frequency light waves will be concentrated there, and in the low refractive index region, high frequency light waves modes will be concentrated. So due to the concentrating effect or local field localizing effect, non-linear effects will be enhanced. So if we illuminate a periodic photonic crystal with a strong fundamental light with a wavelength closer to the low frequency photonic band gap edge, then what will happen? If it is low frequency, that will concentrate mostly in the high refractive index material. Okay, so in those areas there will be much large value of non-linear effects can be found out. So this is the same for the high frequency also. So for high frequency, if the high frequency light wave is passed through a photonic crystal, it will be getting concentrated in the low refractive index material. So the third feature of the photonic crystal is the anomalous group velocity dispersion. So what do you mean by group velocity? That is the first thing you need to know. So in a photonic crystal, we need to consider photonic band structure. So what is a band structure? For any band structure, whether it is electronic or photonic, band structure implies how much is the dispersion of the allowed propagation frequency as a function of propagation vector. That is, depending upon the direction, how much is the spread of frequency. Okay. So this will determine the group velocity with which an optical wave packet propagates inside a medium. So the energy dispersion or spreading of energy or broadening of energy for photons also determine how much is the effective refractive index and the effects related to it. Okay, let us see what is a group velocity. So group velocity is if there are many number of waves present, then if you consider such a group of waves, what will be the velocity of such a whole group of wave moving with? So that velocity or propagation velocity is called group velocity. So group velocity is found out using the expression d omega by dk. That means it is the slope of a graph between omega and k. If you take omega versus k, which is the dispersion relation, the slope of this graph is given by d omega by dk. So the slope will be equal to the group velocity. So you know, for any medium, the refractive index will be given by c by group velocity of the wave. So this implies that the refractive index will depend upon group velocity, which in turn depends upon what is the dependence of frequency on the wave vector. So what does that mean? It depends upon the band structure. Okay, you already know the dependence of frequency on the wave vector is what you call as dispersion relation, which can give the band structure. So due to the presence of highly anisotropic and complicated band structure. Why? Because you know the band structure for a photonic crystal is very complicated. It depends upon direction. So it is a highly anisotropic crystal structure, and hence due to the varying nature of the band structure, you will get a varying group velocity. So the variation will be from 0 at the band gap At the band gap, no velocity is propagated, so it is 0 to some positive value, which depend upon the frequency of the light that is passed through, and also what is the direction of that light that is getting passed. So these two will decide what will be the value of the group velocity in dielectric band and the air band. Okay, while the value of group velocity is 0 in the optical band gap. Okay, so you can see there is a strongly modified group velocity in a photonic crystal. So the group velocity for light of frequency near the band gap will be very low, as we just mentioned, in the band gap region no light is propagated. That means the group velocity is 0. So this kind of nature where the group velocity can have positive value as well as the 0 value is used to manipulate the speed of propagation of an optical wave packet and hence its energy. So let us see what is a feature of photonic crystal. The feature of photonic crystal is that it shows anomalous group velocity dispersion. Dispersion means a spread out is observed in the case of velocity. So anomalous means ഒരു മാർക്കറ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ചേഞ്ച്. See, so the group velocity dispersion is defined as second derivative of omega with respect to k, and it is measured as curvature of band structure. So inverse of curvature of band structure will give group velocity dispersion. Group velocity dispersion is given by d square omega by dk square. Okay, so the curvature of the band structure, that is d square k by d omega square. So the inverse of that can give the group velocity dispersion. That means how much is the velocity is getting changed. So as we check on that, we can see that the dispersion relates to the dispersion of the group velocity. Dispersion means variation, difference of the group velocity as a function of frequency of light. We already mentioned it. The frequency, there are certain frequency which is allowed in the dielectric band, and there are certain frequency of light which is not allowed, which corresponds to optical band gap, and there is certain other frequency which is again allowed, which corresponds to the air band. Okay, so depending upon what is the frequency of the light wave that is passing through the photonic crystal, you'll have different group velocity for the wave. So if a light of different of a range of frequency is present, then it is called polychromatic light. If such a light is incident on the photonic crystal, it will be spreading out. Why it is getting spreading out? Because it will experience different group velocity and hence different so some waves will be slowed down and some will be getting speeded up. So and hence you will get a broadening of the incident light. So this variation in group velocity, which is called group velocity dispersion, will quantify what is the phase shift of the frequency. That means how much is the difference in path and hence difference in phase between the frequencies that is available in a wave packet. Wave packet എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒത്തിരി frequencies ഉണ്ടാവും. ആ ഓരോ frequencyയും തമ്മിലുള്ള phase shift എന്തായിരിക്കും? That will depend upon what is the velocity difference, and we have already mentioned that ഓരോ ഫ്രീക്വൻസിയിലും ഓരോ വെലോസിറ്റിയിലായിരിക്കും ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. So the difference in frequency will give us an idea about the difference in the phase shift between the frequency. So phase shift കൂടുതലാണെങ്കിൽ spreading will be more. So it is seen that in the dielectric band, for a photonic crystal, you have the first layer. Similar to the valence band, you have dielectric band, then you have band gap, then you have conduction band in a similar item air band. So you can see the curvature is negative below the gap. So as we have just seen in the other picture, the curvature is like this. In the band, dielectric band, it would be like this. That means it decreases. So the curvature is getting negative. While at the region of optical band there is no propagation, so the value of curvature is 0 or group velocity is 0. And in the air band you can see the curvature is a positive one. That means it increases with propagation vector. So and hence the group velocity will also shows a rapid variation from positive value to the negative value. So that rapid variation is what you call it as anomalous dispersion near which point? It is the band gap region where there is a sudden change from positive to 0 and 0 to negative. So about the band gap you can experience a anomalous or a huge ആയിട്ടുള്ള rapid ആയിട്ടുള്ള dispersion spreading effect can be seen. So this is what we mentioned. In the air band it shows a positive curvature, while in the dielectric band it shows a negative curvature. Okay, so the value changes from negative to 0 in the band gap and then positive to the in the air band. So such a huge change is what you call it as rapid change, is what you call it as anomalous dispersion. So if there is dispersion in group velocity, of course the group velocity, the refractive index is given by velocity of light in vacuum divided by the group velocity. So if there is a change in or a dispersion in group velocity, surely there will be change in what? The refractive index of the medium. Okay. So this is what you meant by dispersion in usual conventional prism, where you have experienced it or watched it. That is when a white light is incident on a prism, because the white light has different color, each will experience a different velocity, and hence some of them will get slowed down and some will travel fast. So there is a difference in phase and hence a spreading out is splitting out. That is what we call dispersion. A spreading out of the light wave will happen. That is what is happening in a conventional prism. Similarly, due to the effect of anomalous dispersion, you can see two effects majorly. One is super prism effect. That means super prism means the prism is already dispersing the polychromatic light or a white light. Super prism means the dispersion is very extraordinary. Okay, a huge dispersion is experienced. So an extraordinary angle sensitive light propagation and dispersion due to the refraction is what you call the super prism effect. So the two dramatically enhanced properties of a prism is seen here. Super dispersion, which means the separation between various wavelengths is huge and hence the name super. Dispersion means it is a spreading out nature. Ultra refraction, which means the bending amount. A large increase in angle of refraction is produced only by a very small, even with this very small change in the incident angle, the refracted beam will show a huge difference in their refraction or bending. So here you can see initially this was the incident direction, but when we change it to a +7, it shows a, or if the normal incidence is shifted to +7 or -7, you can see there is a huge difference in bending that is seen. Okay, so a change of ±7 degree in the incident angle produces a large change of ±70 degree in the propagation of the refracted beam. So such kind of thing, refraction is called ultra refraction. So in the conventional prism, we can see separation of multiple components of the incident light to form a spectrum or a rainbow. But in the case of super prism, can see it is not only getting splitted up, but the splitting will happen over a wider angle, resulting in super dispersion. So it is actually 2 times stronger than what is obtained in conventional prism. And for a monochromatic light beam, that is a single wavelength beam incident, a small tilt in the incident angle, a small variation in incident angle can give a much different or much larger bending effect. Okay, so this can magnify the angular range used for beam steering over a considerably wide angle. And the second effect of anomalous dispersion is self-collimating effect. So similar to we have seen a diverging effect, collimating effect is also possible. So both self-collimating as well as diverging propagation can be realized in the same photonic crystal, because the band structure is actually different. In some range of energy, the band structure is actually showing a negative curvature, and in some other, that means the group dispersion will be less, while in some other case it is showing positive curvature, means the group velocity dispersion will be more. And in the optical band gap there is no group velocity at all, which means no such refraction or dispersion will be obtained. So based on whichever be the frequency and whichever be the direction which the light is getting propagated, you can control whether to have a self-collimating effect or a super prism effect. Okay, it is actually independent of light intensity. Usually the self-focusing effect is seen in the case of non-linear material, but here it is independent of intensity only due to the direction in which it is passed through the photonic crystal, as well as what is the frequency of the light that is getting passed. These two factors will decide whether a self-collimating means parallel akunna effect. Okay, collimating effect can be seen when a light is passed through a photonic crystal. And the third effect of anomalous dispersion is that if there is the refractive index is dependent upon the group velocity. So if there is anomalous dispersion in the group velocity, surely there will be a anomalous effect variation in the refractive index also. So in normal refractive index dispersion will happen whenever there is an absorption. In a non-absorbing frequency range, if those frequencies are not absorbed by the material, then there will be steady increase in refractive index with the frequency of the incident light. This happens whenever the light is not absorbed by the dielectric medium. But as soon as the frequency matches the absorbing frequency, what will happen? The refractive index will show a variation. Okay, that is the normal kind of thing that is happening in a dielectric medium. But what is seen in a photonic crystal is that anomalous ഒരു റാപ്പിഡ് ഒരു മാർക്കഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള റിഫ്രാക്റ്റീവ് ഇൻഡെക്സ് ഡിസ്പേർഷൻ ആണ് ഫോട്ടോണിക് ക്രിസ്റ്റലിൽ കാണുന്നത്. So what is that due to? You can see that such kind of anomalous dispersion near the high frequency band edge. That is, a high frequency band edge means it is the air band. So here you can see for a certain frequency the refractive index will increase with frequency, but at reaching some point there is a marked decrease in the refractive index, and then it shows a sudden increase, again the increase. So such kind of thing is shown by a photonic crystal. So it is actually due to the anomalous group velocity dispersion, as we already mentioned, due to this equation. And the primary thing is that the normal refractive index dispersion is found near the absorbing frequency, while the anomalous refractive index dispersion is not related to the absorption phenomena. It is just due to the band structure or the structure of the photonic crystal. So this property, anomalous refractive index dispersion, is used for producing phase matching in non-linear application. So what do you mean by phase matching? Phase matching condition requires that the refractive index of the fundamental frequency and the harmonic wave, which means 2 times the fundamental incident frequency, must be the same for the harmonic wave generation. Okay, so for that the refractive index has to be matched or be the same. So how can you match that? So you could have, in a photonic crystal, it is possible to have certain propagation direction along which both the frequency will have the same refractive index. So you can choose which direction is favorable for phase matching, and hence it is used in nonlinear application. Okay, so these are the features of photonic crystal. The first one is presence of band gap, second is enhancement of local field, third is anomalous group dispersion which depends upon the band structure, and due to the anomalous velocity dispersion, 3 effects have been studied. Which are they? One is super prism effect, second is self collimating effect, and third one is anomalous refractive index dispersion. Okay, so we'll end with this. Thank you.